Welcome back, everyone. Dan Hodges, naturalist with Johnny Appleseed Metro Park District with us. We had a segment not long ago about owls, and by popular demand, somebody had asked for hawks. Very fast. They just fascinate me when I see them on the side of the road or in your yard, but tell us a little bit about them.
I agree with you 100%. What interesting animals, and kind of the daytime counterpart to those nighttime birds, right? We talked about owls. Thanks for the suggestion. Love to hear what you want to hear about. So hawks are really, really awesome animals. They're raptors, right? So they're raptors with these big sharp hooks, hook beaks. They've got great big talons, and of course they've got great eyesight. And that's what they're doing most of their hunting. Some of them can hear pretty well. Of course, owls can, but hawks during the daytime, most of them are utilizing that sense of sight. So we've got a couple of different groups here in Ohio, and I've got some of the kind of most common of those groups. The first of them are the buteos, and they're most typically represented by this one right here. Ooh, hello. Isn't this a great bird? And look at these talons, too. Man, they've just got these great, big, long, sharp claws on these big, strong feet. Of course, that hooked beak there as well. This is a red-tailed hawk. And you've seen red-tailed hawks before. If you've driven down any highway or back road, you've seen them perched on top of fence posts or telephone poles, watching the ground below. Now, buteos, like this red-tailed hawk, have relatively rounded wings and kind of shorter tails. What they're made to do is soar. They want to kind of catch the wind and look below, and when they find a rabbit or a bull or a mouse or some kind of rodent moving in the grass, that's when they go down and catch that animal. We have other buteos, but this is the most common, the red-tailed hawk.
Beautiful. Okay.
The other sort of group in that hawk category we call Acipiters, and here is one of our most common Acipiters. So this right here, isn't he cute?
It's adorable.
This is probably older than I am, this mount is, but what a beautiful animal with this kind of reddish chest and a blue slate gray back. This is called a Cooper's hawk. There's a couple of them like this, the Cooper's hawk, the most common. Their wings are a little narrower and their body's a little more streamlined. They're doing the same thing. They're catching animals with their feet and ripping them apart with their beaks. But this one's made more for maneuverability and speed. This is the bird feeder of the hawk.
Oh,
you've got bird feeders, and you might have them in the backyard, Jeff. These bird feeders sometimes become bird feeders, if you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean. I've had one that got a cardinal at my bird feeder one time. I will never get that out of my mind. Yeah.
Well, hey, that's the circle of life, I guess. But the Cooper's hawk is the most typical of the bird feeders.
Okay. Yeah, I like that one.
Another group of hawks called the falcons, and they're actually not really a group of hawks, they're a group of falcons, right? But they're pretty similar, related raptors. The most popular, I think, is the Peregrine Falcon, perhaps the fastest animal on the face of the earth, which lives, by the way, on top of the Chase Bank building in downtown Lima. You can go see it.
Okay.
But more common than the Peregrine Falcon is this little guy. Love this little guy. You see him?
Yeah. Okay.
Look at this color, the red and the blue and the white and black and dappled and tan and everything else. It's still a falcon, still uses its feet to catch food. It's got a hooked beak and still a raptor. This is the American Kestrel. So this is usually found out in the country. It's not as adaptable necessarily as that red-tailed hawk is. But if you take a drive out in the country and look along the phone lines, a lot of times you'll see this kestrel out there. And he's doing the same thing, catching, a lot of times he'll catch bugs too, small enough. But he'll be catching rodents in those fields as well. So we got three kind of main groups of falcons, three main groups of these raptors, right? The hawks and the falcons, the buteos, the Acipiters, a lot to remember, but these animals are really, really fascinating, interesting. You can learn more about them. One thing before you go, Jeff, this red-tailed hawk, this gets me every time because these buteos are very closely related to our eagles, right?
Okay.
Bald eagle being the most famous. And the bald eagle in almost every Hollywood film steals the red-tailed hawk's call. The red-tailed hawk has that screaming kind of call.
Yeah.
And the bald eagle sounds like a gull. So every time you see a bald eagle flying over the head in some Hollywood movie, they play the red-tailed hawk's call.
If you're okay. I feel like I've been bamboozled in all these movies.
They're lying to us, Jeff.
They've been lying to us.
Hey, if you want to see these animals, we've got a big event coming this summer, and I'm going to talk more about it in a lot of different perspectives. But we're going to have raptors on June 25th. If that's not enough to get you to come out to this event, I've got more. But for now, we'll be able to see red-tailed hawks and all these owls and even a bald eagle on June 25th out at the parks. So mark that on your calendar, and we'll get more information for you to get outside and join us.
That's awesome. Fascinating birds. Thank you so much, Dan. We'll be back right after this.